Hey, welcome to Gobsmacked. I'm Ohh C.
Flynn Johnson.
Ooh, baby.
I don't do this, bro.
Ooh, baby. What did I even say?
That got me off guard. I was like, let's do this intro. Yeah, sweet.
Oh, my
All right.
God.
What up, I'm Ohh C. And
Even the way I said it. Yo, I'm Ohh C. Like, pure, like...
I wasn't supposed to laugh, but that got me off guard, bro. I'm sweating already.
I'm pissing sweat. You can tell this is our first one.
Yeah.
Let's get on with the show. Gobsmacked, Ohh C, Flynn Johnson.
Let's do it.
Welcome. I put it up on Instagram. You've seen it on Instagram as well.
Yeah, yeah.
About people asking for force. Got a couple of naughty questions, but look, that's not what we're about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course, yeah.
Those people were blocked. Those messages
Never
were
to be
deleted
seen
and they
again.
were blocked. Yeah, some fucking stupid questions. But,
Yeah.
The big one that came up was forced jobs.
First jobs.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
Welcome.
baby. Welcome.
Oh,
do you know what the worst thing was about when you went for your first job? Was on the application form. Now, on the first job I went to, I'll get into that in a while.
Yeah.
On the first job I ever went to, there was no CV, there was no application form. It was literally like, hey,
I want a job.
we were told we're getting jobs. We just started, you know what I mean? The next day we were in there working. But the worst thing about your very first job where you're going was the email.
Oh, right.
Because you had, for me, for my generation, it was you had the 13, 14-year-old email.
Yeah, they're like...
That the 13, 14-year-olds started.
Richie Loves Music, 2006.
Sex is Kill, 2000. You know what I mean? Sex is Kill, 1998. It's like, what the fuck?
Honda
Do you know what I mean?
Honda Civic.
Absolute Legend, 1987.
Absolute legend.
At Hotmail. Do you know what I mean? You had the fucking Hotmail email.
Richie is the best.
Yeah, Richie is the best. Underscore. Back then there was no underscore because whatever email you could think of, you get it because there was nobody using it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the email man on the first jobs, oh my God, and you'd see them reading through, you know, the application or whatever it was, because you didn't have to hand in a CV then, it was an application form. Do you know what I mean? That's what used to be for jobs. You want a job? Here's an application form, fill it out.
Apply.
Yeah, just apply now. And yeah, you'd write your email in. Oh my God, the fucking looks you used to get.
Yeah. I'd imagine so.
Because mine was like, I can't remember it, but my very first email was mad for Snoop Dogg back then, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I used to think I was fucking black. Like, I used to think I was the Irish Snoop Dogg, do you know what I mean? So it was something like a big O dog at Hotmail, do you know what I mean? Hotmail.org or something. Or
Big O dog!
A big O dog, you know what I mean? Or like a... That's what it would be. It'd be fucking big O dog at hotmail.com, you know. And you'd see them glaring up behind it, you know. You'd see them glaring up looking at you like,
Is this fella a ladies' well crip?
Idiot.
What the hell's going on? This fella's a ladies' well crip.
oh, you do the fist bump and you roll out. Cheers, brother. Yeah.
Sound crip walks
When
out.
do I start? Tomorrow, is it?
Crip walks out the door.
Steve walks out the dog. Good luck. Be in tomorrow.
Ladies' well crip.
The bandana hanging out the arse pocket, you know what I mean? Where do I sign for the checks? When do I get paid? We haven't even given you the job, bro.
Relax.
This is a library. What are you doing here?
Big old dog.
Big old dog. Oh, I still get abuse over that name.
Oh, ladies' well crip. And
That was my first rap name. Oh my God.
force rap. Oh man,
That
I've
was my
been
first rap
through
name.
force rap names. We'll get to the whole job thing, but force rap names was a different breed with it. Yeah, I hadn't got a rap name, and I watched like the behind the scenes of like, I got like the bonus DVD for 8 Mile. I watched the behind the scenes bit, and it was this fella called Animal Chief, right? This fella called Animal Chief, and I was like, oh shit, my dad loves animals. I'm always around animals. That's the name. Stroked it. I went as Animal Chief for ages before
I'm the chief.
before he put tune out, like. And then one of my cousins was like to me, what about calling yourself Ace? And I was like, what? Why would I call myself Ace? And he was like, Animal Chief Evan. And I was like, oh my God, this is the one. So I went as Ace for a while, and then I went to EJ then. Yeah, when we first rap name, bro. Animal Chief Evan.
I was obsessed with Snoop Dogg, man. That's where it came for me. It was
Yeah.
Ohh Dog. Because, Menace to Society.
Menace to Society, yeah.
Yo,
yeah.
Ohh Dog.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it was. And you know what it was when we moved into the house in Ladieswell.
Mm.
The first time we moved in. I don't know if you remember, because I know you're back garden. For people that listening,
Yeah.
Ev's man dad's house in Ladieswell. We both come from Ladieswell.
Yeah, yeah.
But his back garden's like a fucking zoo.
yeah, yeah.
Like your wherever your dad built out that back, it's like a fucking zoo.
Ew,
There's
yeah.
just animal cages everywhere, big gigantic. It's like a fucking tropical island.
Yeah.
When you go at the back, it's mad.
That's pops.
Fucking zebras jumping at you. There's fucking a tiger will grab your lip when you're walking down. Like it's mental. It is crocodiles out there. Like it's fucking mad.
Just me dad sitting out there on a giraffe.
There's a fucking yeti on a fucking tree. Like it's madness. Like it's madness.
Yeah. That's pops though.
But in our houses, we had like the little coal sheds. I don't know if you remember them. Remember them little small little
Coal
sheds?
sheds. Yeah, yeah.
When we first moved into the council house there, Ohh Dog was written on the door when I moved in. It was just O-D-O-G.
Yeah.
Ohh Dog on the door. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I eventually seen the film. I was like, oh shit, Ohh Dog. And then I was starting to get a little bit older. I don't know, I was like fucking 12 or something like that. And I thought, yeah, Ohh Dog.
Ohh Dog.
I'll be like Snoop Dogg, you know. I'll put on the American accent and rap like Snoop, you know what I mean?
Oh boy, it's you.
A 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dog.
But I think
Oh,
that
it's
old dog
terrible.
that you're seeing on the coal shed might have been a faded beware of the dog
Yeah,
sign.
I would imagine so. I would imagine so. But it said Ohh Dog on it.
And you were like, oh shit,
I
Animal
must have
Chief
been like,
Evan and
oh,
old dog.
It must have been the Oh Baby. It was like, oh dog. There's an Oh Dog out here.
Oh dog.
Watch out for the Oh Dog. Someone's like, oh shit, dog. Dog. It's a fucking dog.
Beware of the old dog.
The Oh Dog. Yeah, that's where it came from, man. Oh, garbage name.
Yeah.
Absolutely garbage.
Old dog and Animal Chief Evan in one room right now.
Absolutely garbage. Oh my god. It took me a while to grow out of that. But you know what it was? Like I was given like some publishing deals at different labels, and they fucking encouraged that, you know what I mean? They were
Oh,
like,
no,
yeah,
man.
keep the American accent, and we'll launch singles in Australia
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Germany and all these places. I'm like, yeah, whatever you want to do, bro. I'm
Yeah,
in for it.
of course,
I'm gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
the next Snoop. Do you know what I mean? You used to have the white 4 tracksuit, the Snoop Dogg clothing one, you know what I mean? The fake one from Moore Street. Oh my god, man.
Fella releases a book, Gangbanging 101.
How I wasn't killed back in the day is unbelievable.
No,
Thank
wait.
God I hung around with the mates I hung around with, man, because I would have been fucking bullied and killed and everything.
No, it was the whole American accent thing as well. When I put my first tune out, my first lot of tunes until I was like 14, bro, I was using the American accent, like, and I was like rebellious against it. Now I'm not using the Irish accent. you know?
all of us were.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody
And then you just
starts off like that.
yeah,
Because you're imitating what you're listening to. do you
yeah,
know
of
what I mean?
course, yeah,
When
yeah.
You're a kid, like.
Yeah, yeah. And I was talking about stuff I hadn't a clue about as well back then. Like, you
I know rappers now, from my day, that
Yeah.
are probably the biggest names in the country.
Mm.
When you look back, kind of the dusty rappers or whatever, the most intelligent rappers, and
Yeah, yeah.
who people call the goats. Even they used American accents, and I've heard some of it.
Some
Very
of the
rare.
songs, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Majority of it, all of it will probably never see the light of day. Like, but I've heard some of it from back in the day. Like, do you
With
know
the
what I mean?
American accents, yeah, yeah.
And
No,
then they come out like slagging everybody. Like, you know, the lads that make drill music that have like the
UK accents, yeah.
UK accents.
But
which
we've
is a
all
big
done
thing
it,
now.
innit? Like,
And they're all slagging them off, and it's like, well, the UK is closer to us than America.
we relate
like-
so much more, yeah.
Yeah, like us and the UK heads, like our culture is the same. Do you know what I mean? It's more or less the
Yeah,
same. Like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Council housing, ice cream vans, that type of thing, you know what I mean?
They have a bigger black community and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That branches
yeah.
out more compared to us.
Mm-hmm.
But you're starting to see that here now.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? With the young lads coming up.
But even the dress sense as well is a kind of...
Even the dress sense is almost
it's
identical.
just- yeah, it's the same, like, it's the exact same.
You know, we copy each other. Like, we
Air
copy
Max.
what London's doing. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Air Max, AM90s, all that. AM
All
ones.
that AM90s, yeah, AM1s, the whole lot, yeah.
And you know, I grew up in Manchester, so it was like that was the culture I came from. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We lived beside my side, which was predominantly black families. You know what I mean?
okay,
Black and
yeah.
Asian families.
Yeah, yeah.
I was the only like white kid that hang around that area. Do you know what I mean? Be all
Yeah.
Jamaicans and fucking be Africans and that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so that was the culture I came from. Listening to jungle music and all that shit, like garage and
yeah,
fucking.
yeah. And was it a big culture shock then when you came over because of the rave shit that was happening?
Oh
over
yeah,
here?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When I
So
came
you
here,
were
it was
like,
like,
what's going on?
I was here to Missy Elliott. Who?
Who?
Do you know what I mean? It was, who?
Yeah.
They all knew like Snoop, Dre, Tupac, Biggie,
Yeah, all that. Yeah,
all the kind of bigger acts that came to Europe.
but
They
it's
knew
like
of, but they didn't know like your Missy Elliott's.
yeah, it's like they didn't go anywhere outside of
Like the gangster rap stuff was the
the
biggest
big
thing.
names in West Coast and the big names on the East Coast, and then everything else was there's no other rappers out there.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
even my dad's a bit like that. My dad only listens to. My dad's a big hip hop fan. He's a big reggae fan. You know yourself.
Yeah, you be
I
40.
grew up listening to UB40. I was born into it. But and that obviously is all infused in what I do today and how I make music and why I make music and stuff. But with hip hop, my dad's very like that. My dad is he will listen to Aftermath's roster. And that is it, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just, I try put him
50
on to
cents
Kendrick, yeah. I try
that.
put him on to Kendrick and anything like that, and he's like, nah, doesn't get with it. He likes 50, Dre, Snoop, all the
dad rap stuff.
Yeah, that's what
all the dad rap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Biggie, can't you see? All that. It's all dad
He's
rap.
with all that, yeah. But I'd say the first time you came over here, because we're talking about force, I'd say the first time you came over here, it was a huge shock. Like, musically.
It was a culture shock.
Yeah.
Culture shock.
Yeah.
There was no black people.
Yeah,
You know what I
back
mean?
then there wouldn't have been, yeah.
There was no different colours of skin over here. It was just all white people. It was just white people everywhere.
Listening to DJ Cammy and
If you
shit.
go to a hospital, you'd see like an Asian person. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Like when I first moved here.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were homeless when we came here. When we came here, we didn't have anywhere to live. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
We used to live in a homeless shelter up in Manor Street, the Regina Daly. It was ran by nuns. It was a homeless shelter. We stayed in between, like, with aunties and uncles and stuff in Tallaght. I used to stay with my sister a lot out in Tallaght. We were in Whitestown in my auntie's house for a while.
Yeah.
But they were all big families, and then we were a fairly good sized family as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was four of us, like, and the girls were older, and I was the youngest. I was the fucking baby, and then my ma as well. Do you know? So we moved around a lot, but we were in the homeless shelter for a long time, and that was smack bang in the middle of town. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even then, you wouldn't see
rare.
like a black person or anybody of colour, you know. So it was mad for me, like,
And that's
because
mad.
I came from predominantly
Black neighborhoods, yeah.
all my friends, were of colour. Do you know what I mean? And then you come here and it's like, what the fuck?
And that's mad that you say that
It was
because
like a sea of beige coming at you. It's just, what the fuck is this shit? Nobody's listening to rap. They're all listening to rave.
yeah.
you know what I mean?
No, I'd say so, bro. Because that's mad that you say that because your different perspective to when you grew up here as opposed to when I grew up here. When I grew up here, bro, my best friend, shout out to Nicky Soso if he listens to this, shout out, bro. My best mate when I was growing up, bro, was from the Congo, like. He's from the Congo, like. And I had, I think that's why, when I was growing up, I kind of had sort of an open mind in that aspect because I was learning about my own culture growing up. And I was learning about his as well at the same time, you know what I mean? And me as well, do you know what I mean?
Very important.
That's what I'm saying, it is. And it kind of helped me, like, grow as a person as well, as I got older, like. But that's mad that you say that, putting that into perspective, because it's mad because I had a completely different experience than what
Yeah,
you
it was
did.
a
like.
culture shock when we came here.
Yeah.
It was
And it's
mad.
not even that much time in the difference, like, that would have been what?
Would've
What
been
year did you
about-
come over here?
I couldn't even tell you. My memory's terrible.
I moved to Ladies Well in 2002 from Pastry.
I was born here, so I was born here. I'm Irish, you know what I mean? I was born here.
Oh,
I was born,
yeah.
I was born to Rotunda, like everybody else in Dublin. And if you're not born there, you're not from Dublin. But no, I'm joking. Shout out whatever a hospital say. Shout out Hollis Street.
I was born in Hollis Street, bro.
My two kids were born on Hollis Street as well. Fantastic hospital. The staff there is unbelievable. But anyway, sorry. I was born to Rotunda. I was born here.
Yeah.
We lived out in Clondalkin. I think for between the first year, a couple of months, I think, between Ballymun, Clondalkin, and then we went to England, and then we moved around in England a little fair bit as well. I think two or three times or something like that. You know, I used to stay with my sister, my eldest sister, a lot. I grew up with her a lot, you know, because she used to look after me or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we moved back here. And obviously we just constantly just moving around, do you know what I mean? Then we were in the homeless place for a while.
Yeah.
For about a year, I think. Or something like that. Well, it felt like that to me, do you know what I mean? It's probably shorter, I don't know. Could have been longer, could have been shorter, I don't know, I can't remember.
Yeah.
We used to go up to Simon Community for our dinner up in fucking in Temple Bar.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? You know the yellow door?
Mm.
Used to go up to Simon Community for our dinner. Then you'd be doing a few bits or whatever. Because back then, when you go into the homeless shelter, it's not like now with hotels and stuff like that.
Mhm.
When you grew up and when you lived in a homeless shelter, you're in a fucking homeless shelter. It was like a fucking prefab you lived in. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. I feel you.
And the nuns, you know, you had a fucking you weren't allowed out past a certain time. If you went back by curfew, you weren't allowed back in. You had to be out at a certain time in the mornings so the nuns could clean the rooms and do whatever they were doing.
Would you get would you get thrown out for the day then?
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed back till
To a certain time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mad.
you'd be thrown out in the morning. So you'd be given your breakfast, some type of breakfast, and then you'd be kicked out.
Mm.
And you just have to walk around town and do
Yeah,
whatever. Or
yeah.
you go up to the Simon Community then for your dinner.
Mm.
Once you have your dinner then, you'd roam around a little bit and then you'd go back then.
Yeah,
whatever time it was, like 6 or 7.
Yeah, of course.
You
yeah.
weren't allowed out past 9. If you didn't get there by 9 or whatever it was, like you weren't allowed back in.
Yeah,
Mad. Like I remember the first time. I still remember the first time we went there. It was late at night. It was a big rush. Like it was late at night. My ma was banging on the door, or whatever. Like, look, we have nowhere to go. Blah blah blah. And the nuns were like, yeah, but you know, you and the girls can come in, but he has to go to the men's part.
What? On your thought?
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know how old I was. Maybe 8, 9, 10, something like that.
And did you go?
No, I was fucking screaming, crying.
Yeah, obviously, of
I'm not
course,
going
bro.
in there with a load of
Yeah,
men.
That's
And my ma was
mental.
like, "You can't. He's only a child. Like he can't go in there with grown men." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
because of
fucking
course there'll be
junkies and
all sorts of people.
all of it's in there.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Addicts, all of it's in there.
Mm.
And I'm a little boy, like going in on my own.
Yeah,
So eventually it calmed down. But I still remember that night. I was pissing down rain. Got out of a taxi, I think it was, and just remember my ma was banging on the door. The nuns came out and took us in. Then and they were like, "No, he has to go to the men's part. There's
That's
no men in
crazy.
this side because it was split up. You see."
Yeah, for the women and men. Obviously, for the safety of both sides, like you know what I
I
mean.
think I was the only boy in that one.
Well,
'Cause
you'd
I
have
can't
to be,
remember
bro.
seeing any other boy in there, like a kid. Like I can't
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
because I used to pal around. There was like a little girl. Well, when I say little, she was the same age as me at the time.
Yeah, at the time, yeah.
That was my friend in there. Like we used to, don't know, play football or whatever. Whatever it was. I used to be mad for football then.
Yeah.
Because I came from Manchester, so
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I grew up beside old fucking
Old
Trafford,
Trafford,
so
yeah,
it was
yeah.
you know it was bred into you.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you anything about football now, but back then I could.
You and me both, bro.
But yeah, that's the way it was. Yeah, that's the way it was back then.
That's crazy. That is nuts. And that's mad because you're telling me this now and you've never told me that story before. And
And
as
here
long
we
as
are now in my own house
yeah, that's what I mean.
that
yeah.
I own.
Exactly. And
that
that's
I
the way
bought, paid for.
it's just crazy that it just goes to show as well that you could come from like your back could be against a wall, bro, chips stacked against you, and you could come out better on the other side of it, like you know what I mean, if you put your mind to it. And that's exactly what you, as you said,
but
we're sitting in your house.
You
like.
have to, you know, it doesn't happen for everybody because everybody's,
No, understandably, obviously, yeah.
you know, everybody's different. But
Mm.
I think when you, and sorry, we went from the homeless shelter to Ladieswell, and that's how we went to Ladieswell. We got
Right,
council
yeah.
house.
I could
That's
cross
where
it,
we
sorry,
moved
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
But when I moved to Ladieswell, like talk about the culture shock. First time I ever seen a rob car.
Was in
Ladieswell. Yeah.
You and me both, bro.
Like I used to go out to Tala. Like
Yeah.
we used to go out to Tala to Fettercairn.
Yeah,
Fettercairn was rough back then. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is half of Fettercairn was traveller families,
Yeah.
and the other half was settled.
Okay,
And they
yeah.
used to just bicker all the fucking time because
Yeah,
they didn't
fight
get
with each
along,
other, yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it was rough back then. Like
Mhm.
Fettercairn was fucking rough, rough. And Ladieswell was no different. Like Ladieswell was a fucking war zone back then.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You would have only been a fucking baby. Like, do you know what I mean? You were probably living in Pear Street. You would have been out in Pear Street.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
But Ladieswell, like the buses wouldn't run up there. A taxi wouldn't go into Ladieswell. Takeaways weren't a thing then because only middle class people and rich people got takeaways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like the guards would rarely come in.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was rough back
Yeah,
then,
man.
rough.
Yeah.
But I swear to God, to this day, I was never picked on. I was never bullied.
Yeah.
None of that.
You're one of us type of thing.
And I had a UK accent.
At the time, yeah.
Like some words I say now, you can still hear it. Like when I say free, like 1, 2, free,
Yeah, slightly, yeah.
stuff
yeah.
like that, and like in it, and you know, you can still hear the words.
Yeah.
But back then, my accent would have been, yeah, mate. You know,
Yeah.
would have been really strong, and I was
Yeah.
never picked on.
Yeah.
They all thought I was fucking farting. Yeah, swear to God. First time we moved into the house, I remember there was a bang on the door, whatever, was a knock on the door, and I can't remember if I opened the door or someone else did, but I remember standing at the door and there was like the whole estate, all the young people from the estate were in the gardens like, is the foreign kid coming in?
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? And I was pure shy back then. I'm a loner, like I'm a fucking introvert, like I was super shy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, these are gonna fucking kill me out here. You know what I mean? The English accent.
Yeah,
like, I knew a little bit about the, UK and Ireland. Like I knew a bit about the conflict because when we lived in England, there was a lot of IRA stuff going on. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of bombings and stuff like in Manchester. So tensions were a bit rough in Manchester back then. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of English people were terrified of Irish people. If they heard an Irish accent, they'd run. You know what I mean? Like they'd cross the road, like they were terrified because they thought we were all fucking terrorists.
No.
It was mad, man. It was mad when we first moved to Ladyswell. It was mad.
Crazy. I moved to Ladyswell in 2002. The only reason I remember is because the World Cup was on.
First time I ever seen a horse as well as in Ladyswell. Swear to God, there was a horse on the green
Following the Rob car.
You know where we used to live on the Shop Hill.
Shop Hill.
And fucking the gardens. There's the main road into the estate, and then there's a shop on the corner. And then there's a green area for people that don't know. And there was a fucking horse in the middle of the green. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Like I seen one or two in Tallaght from like a distance, but I've never been up close to a horse before. I grew up in fucking Manchester, do you know what I mean? Fucking, it was near the city.
They got wild animals out here.
Oh my god, it's the jungle. That was the fucking jungle. Fucking horse. Oh, it was madness.
Yeah.
And back then, I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you were too young to remember. What they call Tyrrellstown now. Wellview. That was Tyrrellstown to us. It's what we used to call Tyrrellstown.
Oh,
I don't know
really?
if you've heard people saying that before.
No.
So Partlickstown was never really called Partlickstown when I was around.
I thought that was Wellview for years.
Some people used to call it Wellview, but you just refer to it all as Tyrrellstown. So all of Wellview and all that stuff was always just called Tyrrellstown.
Anything that bordered Ladyswell.
Yeah, we're going Tyrrellstown. Do you know what I mean? So there was Tyrrellstown, Ladyswell. It was a divide, like, do you know what I mean? You didn't go there unless you were looking for trouble, and people from Tyrrellstown didn't, or from Wellview, they didn't come into Ladyswell. They wouldn't dare it, like, do you know what I mean?
Mad.
It was the church that split us up. But it was like the fucking countryside where we were. It was a council estate.
And then there was fields.
And just fields. Like, we used to get shot by the fucking farmer and all pellets. Like, you know what I mean? You used to come out with their rifles and shoot us because we used to rob the fucking farms. We used to go up and rob all the fruit and all. But you'd be up there in the cars, like, there'd be robbed cars up there. You go up into the fields and the cars, the mopeds and all that stuff. That's where we all learned to drive. In the fucking fields, like. But it was just field after field. It was like being in the countryside. So for me, it was, what the fuck is going on? These have to bring me to the fucking jungle. What's going on? You know, everybody was white. Do you know what I mean? Everybody was into some sort of hustle. It was fucking mad. It was.
Everybody was listening
absolutely bananas.
DJ Cammy.
It was mad.
That's crazy, bro.
And even the buses didn't come up our way, bro.
That's mad. Like, and I've heard that story as well.
You had to walk down to Mulhuddard Village to get a bus.
My dad is from Whitestown, born and bred. Not born and bred. He lived in Ballymun, then moved to Whitestown when he was like 8 or something.
Yeah, well, it's either Finglas or Ballymun. You either come from one of the two.
Came from Ballymun out to Whitestown. With my nanny and granddad, like, and his sisters. But he said back in the day, if you would have told me, being from Whitestown when he was a teenager, like, if you would have told me when I was a teenager back in the day that I'd buy a house in Ladyswell, I would have pissed myself laughing at you because there wouldn't be a hope I'd step foot in the place. Because he said that it was like the whole Whitestown, Ladyswell, Fortlawn, Sheepmore thing, like, everybody were, like, protecting their area. And it was like, you couldn't even, my dad said, like, it was like something out of a film, like, you couldn't even walk through Ladyswell. Because like they know you're not from around there, like. Do you know what I mean?
The buttons, like, you couldn't.
That's what he said, He said if I walked around Ladyswell being from Whitestown, he said, I got danced on. Like.
Blanche was a weird place. Like, it was just, I don't know what it's like. I know there's Finglas East and Finglas West and certain parts of Ballymun that don't go into certain parts of Ballymun and blah, blah. But Blanche was like, you know, there was, Huntstown didn't really come into it for us. Oh, sorry, Hartstown didn't really come into it for us. That was a posh area for us.
Same with us. That's the way we looked at it.
Huntstown was a little bit rough.
Yeah.
And then you'd go Blakestown, which was it's fair enough.
Yeah.
But then you'd go into Fortlawn, and Fortlawn to us from Ladyswell was the rougher part.
Yeah. Back then it would have been. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was all these like little. It was like each little housing estate, like little bundle of houses, was its own little fucking area.
Little country.
And you do not go into there.
Yeah.
Unless you have business in there, or unless you're told it's okay to come in there.
Yeah.
Because that's the way it was for us. Like, you know, we used to be forever. There'd be gangs of us that would go up to. We go down the Cardiff Park, go over the Cardiff for a fight. To be like
Ladies well caught off was a big thing back in the day, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a big thing. Yeah.
Ladies well caught off, Ladies well and Hartstown. No, not Hartstown. Sorry, Huntstown.
Yeah.
That was kind of a little bit of a feud when we were kids. Do you know what I mean? You go up to Ladies well. Oh yeah, you go up to fucking Mulhutter Bridge. The fucking
Silver Bridge. Yeah, Shanty.
You go up there for a little scrap, like. Do you know what I mean? So there'd be about 20 of us. Go over the cord off. We'd meet in the park. We'd all have a little scrap. Do you know what I mean? We'd all have a little fight. Doesn't matter who wins.
Shake hands.
We just go have a little scrap, and then we just like it wouldn't even be like finished. It'd be just like, all right, I'm tired now or whatever.
Yeah,
or you'd be a bit sore. So be like, right, I'm going. I'm off. So you'd waltz home after having a scrap. You know what I mean? And then 2 days later, you go up to Tilstown, do the same thing again. You have a little bit of scrap over there. Or you get down to Huntstown, Hartstown, or whatever it was, Fortlawn. You wouldn't really go near Fortlawn because it was too far for us. You had to go through Huntstown to
other
get
areas.
Yeah. So you wouldn't go through like it was
yeah.
madness. But the way Blanche is cut up into these little
little countries
areas,
or
like,
something, bro.
Mad,
it's like their own little countries.
Mulhutter didn't come into it. Like Mulhutter was just it's a passing ground. You know, you just go through Mulhutter to get places. Like, do you know what I mean?
Now, when I used to tell people I was from Ladies well, they kind of. You know what I mean? Like you'd get that shit. Like,
but
you know what I mean?
I swear to God, bro, back when I was 12 and toward the end, you wouldn't even get a taxi that'd go in to Ladies well. They'd be like, look, I'll drop you off at the church, and then because
you can walk in.
I don't know if you remember the lane. Do you remember the lane?
Remember the lane? Yeah.
You used to walk down the lane, so you jump out of Mario's chipper. You know where the chipper used to be at the church there.
Yeah.
Before all that was housing estates, like, and you'd walk up there, or you'd get dropped off at the shanty.
Yeah.
And then you'd walk. I don't know if you remember the field. There used to be a little footpath, kind of like a dirt track. You'd walk through the field. So you'd walk up through the field, out through the lane, up the green, up to the shop. Like, that's the way it worked.
Wow.
If you were getting a bus, you had to get down to Mulhutter Village. You had to go down to Shanty to get a bus.
Jesus.
Or you had to go up to Huntstown, and you couldn't go up to Huntstown on your own because you'd be broke up.
But even some takeaways, even when I even got a little bit older, like some takeaways and all, but still not like, what's the address? And
you'd say the address.
Blah blah, Drumheath Drive, and they're like,
no, we don't go Drumheath.
We don't deliver today.
So you used to get robbed all the time.
Robbed
all the time.
Yeah. Now in 2002, bro.
So you used to be the Asian lads.
Yeah.
And they used to, they come up in their Micras or their fucking Civics. And it's like, get out of that car.
Target, yeah. No,
the ice cream man didn't even come in to our estate at one time because the boys used to rob the ice cream van. And I don't mean go up to the ice cream van like, give me all your money. They used to rob the actual van. I remember I'm not joking. You shouldn't
be laughing.
Let me list off some of the robbed cars I've seen in this estate, right? This is no joke now, right? This is no joke. The older lads, right? Fucking, I shouldn't be laughing because it's not funny, but this is some of the vehicles I've seen robbed in Ladies well, right? Flying around our estate. Yeah. Double-decker bus. No joke. Double-decker bus, right?
Oh, way that happened.
Double-decker bus. No joke. It was burnt out in the field. Double-decker bus.
Right.
Double-decker fucking bus. The old green buses with the green seats. Double-decker bus.
Yeah.
An ambulance.
An ambulance.
A fucking ambulance.
Oh my God.
Multiple fucking on-post vans. Right? Throwing letters out the back of boxes and shit. Yeah? I should be laughing, but it's fucking madness. People think I'm making it up. I'm not.
It's not funny. I'm just laughing.
Mr. Whippy van. I've seen one or two of them flying around, and the boys be fucking the drinks and the bars out at us. We sat at the shop. You'd see them with the mouths under the fucking, the Mr. Whippy machines, spraying the fucking the sauce at you, all right? Mr. Whippy vans. I remember one time one of the lads was in court, right? One of the lads was in court. I don't know what he was in court for, and the judge was a prick to him. So he was like, all right. Went out and robbed the judge's car.
No, he did not.
I won't say his name because he's still alive, right?
Yeah, obviously, of course.
Robbed the judge's car, right? And he was flying up and down our park, Ladyswell Park. Do you remember before the little wall was built? The wall that's there now. You go up the top of the shop hill. Where the green box used to be. Yeah. There's a little estate there now.
Yeah.
But before all that, it used to be you used to be able to just go up into the park.
Up into the park, yeah.
He was flying up and down there. It was a Jag, I think. Flying up and down there. There was fucking 2 helicopters. No joke. 2 helicopters that were nearly landing on the fucking car. It was a judge's
When the boys
car,
jumped in that and robbed that as well.
Judge's car. Oh, it was fucking hilarious. He had a Garda hat on. And he was flying up and down the fucking park. There was helicopters, Mariah vans, everything. Everything was chasing in this fucking thing. Down near the car graveyard. Do you remember the car graveyard?
Yeah, the car graveyard. Yeah.
You used to burn all the cars.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Dump trucks. You know the yellow bellies.
Yeah, the yellow bellies.
One of them was they were flying down. They were flying down the lane one day. Knocking down all the lampposts.
Yeah.
In the yellow belly. All of us hanging out the back of it.
Such a ladies' well thing to do.
Knocking down all the lampposts. We were looking down like, what's that noise? We were sat at the shop and we're like, what's that noise? And you just see all the lampposts falling. We're like, what the fuck is that? Next of all, you just see the fucking yellow belly come up onto the green. Because back when the lane was there was the jumps and the Banshee base.
Yeah, the Banshee base,
you know?
yeah.
And straight up onto the green, like in the yellow belly, and they were knocking all the fucking lampposts down.
Bro.
So we all jumped in the fucking in the front, like in the little scooper, whatever it was. I don't know what it's called. You know what I mean? The belly
the
part
free
of the
ice
yellow
cream.
belly. Yeah, in that fucking how we went killed.
Bro, the ambulance story. I need to hear that.
Yeah,
I need to hear that because
I need to find out who that
calls
was.
an ambulance. Yeah, my legs fucked. Gets in the back of the thing after he fixes them up. Props the ambulance.
Swear to God, man, ambulances. Oh, there was fucking everything robbing our place. It was gas. It wasn't funny, but
no. It's not that I'm laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's just madness, like, you know what I mean?
Hilarious.
But when we moved to Ladyswell from Pearse Street,
I'm almost certain. Sorry for going across.
Yeah,
I'm almost certain I seen a hearse one time, but I think I'm making that up.
I
don't know whether it's a false memory or not, but I think there was a hearse.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to ask one of the boys, but I think there was a hearse one time as well. Not even joking. There's been limousines and all robbed in our place.
Oh my God.
It's back in the day, like.
Yeah, but when I moved over, that was very prominent still, like, you know what I mean? The whole
I haven't seen a rob car in years.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen a rob car in years either.
And when there was a rob car, it was like a community event.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody'd come out and they'd just stand there.
My dad used to wake me up, bro.
Like the everyone's going, woo, 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 yeah.
My dad used to wake me up. Come on, we go down and have a look.
Yeah,
and I'm like
same.
that, on his shoulders, looking at the thing, getting whipped around. Bro.
Fucking madness. And like Halloween was a big event.
Oh yeah.
There'd be 2 and 3 cars at one time. And what they do is they'd get like a smelly yoke. And because there was only one way into Ladyswell, do you remember there's only one way in?
Yeah.
So they'd park the car up there, usually a van or something like that, like a courier van. They'd park it up there and burn it so the Garda couldn't get in.
Oh shit.
That's what they used to do.
Because no other way in.
2 and 3 cars at one time. There'd be one on the shop hill. There'd be one, you know, when you come out of your avenue? At the shop there?
Yeah.
Sorry, man, I can never remember the names of the fucking, because we used to have certain names for the avenues, you know what I mean? Like the Dogs Avenue and the Shop Hill and all
the
that
Corley sack.
Yeah, the Cooley sack. You know, or whoever lived on that street that like was a nosy cunt, that'd be their avenue, so you knew not to go on that avenue because you'd be caught rabbit. Bring the guard on you, whatever, you know. Or like the Dogs Avenue, that was just every house had a fucking dog, you know, the avenue backs onto yours.
Yeah.
The Rockwells and all that.
Yeah.
But there'd be like 2 and 3 cars at one time, so you'd have a look at one car, run around the corner, have a look at that one, run back and have a look at that one, and all the Owens and our lads be out like, yeah, this is great. Bonfire on the green, you know, a horse fucking shitting itself, you know. Madness. Madness.
Yeah, Ladyswell, growing up in Ladyswell was
it's mad that I made it out of that place.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I was very soft as a kid, bro, you know what I mean? I was and the boys knew that, like, and I didn't last I didn't last long in Ladyswell before I started hanging around Whitestown, like.
Yeah.
Because not that they drove me out or anything like that, like, you know what I mean? It was just I was soft, like, and the boys, like, I had me mates in Ladyswell.
Johnson out.
Pushing me out
again. Baby.
Oh baby. Get the Whitestown. Oh baby.
Do you remember the pushers that used to go around? Do you remember them? Not the pushers. Do you remember the yokes that used to go around the houses and like, what do we want?
Pushers out. Yeah.
Do you remember them?
Slightly, like, I don't. Not.
Used to
it's
have
not
a lot
big.
of ladies where it did.
Yeah.
Till the lads that used to stroke the cars and all.
Yeah.
Till they got a little bit older and then it stopped.
Yeah.
Because they were like, no.
Yeah.
Because they ran the estate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were like, nah, no more of that.
No, I get you.
Sorry,
it was just no, you're grand, bro. It's just yeah, before I started hanging around Whitestown, like, I used to hang around Whitestown anyway because I went to school down there, like, do you know what I mean? But I'd hang around Ladyswell. Ladyswell's where I'd hang around, like, and I had mates and all, like, we were all tight knit, you know what I mean? I still talk to the boys today, you know.
Who you used to pal around with in Ladyswell? You don't have to give full names around. But.
Aaron and Jake.
Oh, did you?
Sean's, but they were like my best mates up there, like, the twins, yeah. They were my best mates up there. Used to be up there. Who else? Carbo's little brother as well. What's Stephen? Is it?
Oh yeah.
Used to hang around with him. Gaz, next door. Do you remember Gaz?
Yeah.
Next door to me. Used to hang around with him as well. all the
I
boys.
forget that you're fucking a lot younger than me.
Yeah.
Because I'm, 25 now.
26, me.
Yeah, almost 10 years older
Yeah,
than you.
yeah, that's what I mean. There's a big difference, though.
Yeah, it
like,
is.
there is a big difference.
But in ladies, well, even 5 years is a big difference.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
You know, 'cause
yeah.
you grow up so fast in
Yeah.
an area like that.
Yeah,
Do you know what
of
I mean?
course. And that's what happened
You
to
have
me.
to.
That's what happened to me. I kind of had to.
You have to.
It's not in
If
me
you
to
don't,
be.
you just...
Yeah, I'm not a tough nut at all. Like, but it's not in me to be that. But I kind of realised that I
Yeah,
had
I
to.
wouldn't be like that either. Like, I wouldn't be big bravado like that.
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah.
What you fucking say?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
you-
none of
who
that
are you
shit,
looking
bro.
at?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not like that.
Mm.
But I wouldn't let anybody pick on me.
That's the thing, and that's something that ladies well taught me. Like,
Do you know what I mean?
that's something that growing up there taught me as well.
Like a lot of my mates that we all grew up together, they're not bullies like or anything like that. Like they're far from it. Like they're a good bunch of lads.
Mm-hmm.
The lads, the generation that were older than us, they were the mad things.
Yeah, yeah.
We were the kind of, we like getting involved a little bit, but you know what I mean.
Just a fine
We're
line.
cool, like we're grand. Just leave us be. Do you know what I mean? Just leave us alone. We're cool.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we weren't geeks. We weren't soft. We were like the popular kids.
Mm.
And then the generation that were under us wanted to be our mates, you know, that kind of way. And it
That
was,
type of thing. Yeah, yeah.
but we weren't like,
But that's another thing about
we
ladies
weren't
well as
robbing
well.
cars. We'd robbed cars.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the older boys would rob cars,
Yeah.
and like they'd stash them in a field or whatever.
And then you go get
me
those.
and Gork or whatever,
Yeah.
would go down and sniff them out because we know where the hiding spots are.
Yeah, yeah,
like the boys would rob cars to take the wheels off them and strip them like to be gorgeous cars,
Mm.
and we'd be like, "Fuck this, come on, get down." So
Yeah.
we'd bunk off school or whatever. So we never went to bleeding school. We were cunts for it, even though the school was literally you could walk
Yeah.
outside my door and there's a school, and I still wouldn't be in. I was a cunt. I was, but we'd go down the fields and rob them cars.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we'd go down and rob them. We'd take them out for an hour.
Rob
or
the
two,
rob cars.
and then put them back. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
gas it was like.
It's just somewhere like that. Like ladies well taught me so much, bro. You know what I mean? Growing up, and exactly what you said. And it's like there was a community. See the way you were saying, like the older lads, and you were like, "Oh, we get involved a little bit. We won't get involved." Like that fine line. When I was growing up, there was no like age restriction of who you hung around with. Like, do
Yeah,
you know what I
same
mean?
for us,
That's what
same
I'm
for
saying.
us,
There was
yeah,
like
yeah.
there's people that we hung around with that were 2 years younger than us, and then people that were 5 years,
Yeah,
5 years
yeah.
younger than us. Do you know what I mean? So there was there was a lot of that, man, and there was a lot of things to be taken from the place. But the reason I started hanging around Whitestown then is because obviously Peter passed away, and he was hanging around with Peter when I was down in my nanny's and all. And I started hanging around there more because I stopped hanging around there like for a while before he passed on or whatever, and I felt guilty about that.
Yeah.
So I started hanging around Whitestown then, and then that's
Is that where
predominantly
he's from? Is that,
he's from Whitestown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Peter's from Whitestown. Yeah, so
What was
predominantly
his second name, surname?
Peter Whelan.
Peter Whelan.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with names. I am.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm
That
good
was
with
like
faces, I'm terrible with
the
names.
forced loss as well. If we're talking about force, that was like the forced loss I ever experienced as well. Like, do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's not nice.
Yeah. But I started hanging around there then, and then that's like my teenage years were spent in Whitestown, Sheepmore, Fortlawn, all them areas rather than Ladyswell. Ladyswell was somewhere I slept, bro. Do you know what I mean? And then I was back down to Whitestown, like. But yeah, it's I'd never if someone said to me, if you could go back and grow up anywhere else, like I wouldn't. You know what I mean? I wouldn't change it for the world. Like,
Yeah, I've
you know
thought
what I'm
about that as well. I don't think I'd be the person I am now if I didn't grow up there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Like, I'm not ashamed of where I come from. Or
No,
like that.
not at all, bro.
Even like I'd tell anyone, yeah, I come from a homeless shelter, like, and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I've nothing to
Yeah.
be ashamed about.
There's no shame in that. Yeah, no, there's not though. That's what I'm saying.
You know,
like.
that's life. Like,
Mhm.
that's whatever happens. Like,
And if somebody else is listening to this and they think that it is shameful, they could hear us talking about it so nonchalantly and be like, "Well, there's no stigma towards it." Like,
there's
you
no
know
shame
what I
in
mean?
that, like,
That's
do you
what
know
I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. So these areas, bro. Again, as I say, if I could go back, I wouldn't. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I've thought about that a few times. Like, I remember the conversation I had, and I was like, "Well, if you could go back and change something in your life, would you?" And they were like, "Nah." Only thing I would change.
Mhm.
There's only one thing that I wish I did was stay in school. I wish I stayed in school. Like, I never went to secondary school. I never
Right.
went to high school, or whatever you call it.
Yeah,
Secondary
yeah,
school.
yeah.
I never went. I wasn't allowed.
Mm. Mm.
I wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
What happened was the primary school was facing my ma's house where I grew up. You literally walk outside the door and there's the school.
Yeah, yeah.
I hated school. I hate being told what to do. You know,
Authority and that.
I'm
Yeah.
still the same. I was a prick. But what happened was, when I was in school, because I came from the UK, we didn't learn Irish or anything like that. It wasn't our thing.
Yeah,
You know
of
what I mean?
course.
So I
Yeah,
grew up
yeah.
in the UK, like.
Yeah.
And when I used to go to school in Ladyswell, the teacher would make me stand up and read Irish from the book, like this little fucking book, like, you know, Tommy, Shaw Quillan Rig on Shaw, you know, the fucking mad language. To me, like, I was like, what the hell? This is Chinese writing. Do you know what I mean?
Of course,
These are symbols. I don't know this. I'm
course,
not fucking Egyptian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These are fucking symbols, you mad cunt. And he literally forced me. They were cunts back then. They're bleeding. They were like dictators, like, do you know what I mean? Horrible bastards. Like, they no fear in smacking you, like, do you know what I mean? Give you a good clatter or they choke you out. He used to make me stand up in front of everybody and read Irish, and they'd be like, he'd be laughing at me now. So I used to, boom, that's it. That's it. Like, I used to be fucking, used to fuck erasers at him, used to pick up the chair and fuck it at him. Like, get that fuck. I used to, so they stopped then. They stopped doing that. I don't know what it's. Something happened. Sorry, I'm not explaining it well, but something happened anyway, and that was put a stop to. So when everybody in the class is learning Irish, I would have to go down and sit outside the principal's office. Just sit there. It wasn't like, right, they're learning Irish, so we'll stick them in the next class, and you can learn maths or English, or you can bump up on whatever.
You could just sit there and learn
none of that. Like, none of that. And they knew that, like, I was good at drawing and stuff like that. I was really into art. I was a creative kid, like, do you know what I mean? I was always making costumes like Superman. Like, when I was a small kid, like, I'd be fucking Superman one week, I'd be Batman the next week. I'd make costumes myself, and I thought I was going to be a film star and an artist and all this shit. And they knew all that, like, in the school. They knew I just loved drawing. Just let me fucking paint. Not even like, right, we're learning Irish, so you paint or go do something a bit more creative, or go into the next class and learn maths and English. None of that. It was you go down, sit outside principal's office and just stay there for an hour. Jesus. And then when we're finished, you can come back. That was it. Like, I hated school. The
educational side of things, bro.
So I left.
No, and like,
well, I eventually got kicked out.
But that's
it was like, my attendance was abysmal.
But
I knew from some of the older lads that I've seen, certain things were happening to them, and people around me, family and whatever stuff was going on. I was like, do you know what? I don't want to go down that route. I know if I carry on the way I'm carrying on, it's only going to end two ways for me. So I need to go back and learn something. Like, me and numbers don't mix.
No, I'm the
like,
same,
I
bro.
still have to count on my hand. Like, me and numbers do not mix. I'm not great at English. I write like I talk sloppy. Like, it's just not for me. So what I did was, I found about, like, the early school leavers program. It's a bit like the youth service, or outreach. A bit like outreach. Outreach. Sorry, so I went back there and did, like, my leaving cert, my junior cert, and all that with them, like, because it was more of a creative space. It was more about, like, being creative.
That's the one in the village, wasn't it?
The one in the village. That's how I met Gav.
With
the computer club and all that stuff. Like, that's how I started to make. That's it, the gorgeous Gav.
Gorgeous Gav.
That's how I started to make music and all that stuff. Well, that's a different conversation.
Of course.
Day, like. But that was the only regret that I still have today, is that I did not go through school. But I wish I did. Like,
you had an experience,
because I get embarrassed.
I understand, but it's not. It's not embarrassing. It's
like, I can read, like, I read a lot and
shit like that. I know
I don't mean that. It's just me handwriting is terrible. Like, do you know what I mean?
Bro, you're talking to me. You're like a doctor.
Like,
no, don't be embarrassed, bro. Don't be embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed.
No, for real,
oh, baby.
For real. Before we start talking shit again. No, man, it's nothing to be embarrassed about, because you had an experience, and this is the only thing that I took from that, is that you had an experience that kind of pulled you away from the educational side of things, because you were forced to do things that you didn't want to do. And back then, I can only imagine what the teachers were like, you know what I mean? So if you had an experience like that, it's only going to affect you, like, do you know what I'm saying? It's only going to do one thing, and the one thing is negatively impact you, like, you know what I mean?
I remember that day, when they were all laughing at me. No, I'm joking. No, all the fucking kids were laughing. Fair enough, I would have laughed as well. But the teacher was laughing. Like, the teacher was making a joke out of it, right? So I fucking snapped. I think it was pure dramatic, like, flip of the table, it was kicking the seat or something like that. Fuck me, copy at him, you know. Called him whatever. And then these boys, like, these teachers back then, you know, they were 50 and 60 years old. These cunts would drag you out into the hall and they grab you by the neck and they
just slap.
You know, they fucking choke you out. Like, they had no problem doing it.
When I was in school, that there is, again, is mad, because we're only 9 years apart. but you had such a different experience to what I did. When I was in school, bro, my main thing was I was real. The boys that I hung around with used to always say to me, "Oh, you're tuned in, like you're tuned in." I never knew what that meant, like. But like I knew from when I went to secondary school, especially secondary school. When I went to secondary school, I was like, "You're here to do a job. You're gonna get paid either way, whether I have this hat on my head or not." Like, so my whole thing was, I used to have debates with the teachers, like in the middle of the class, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody be sitting there listening, like, "Well, this fella's on one, like today." You know what I mean? And back then, I acted like I knew what I was talking about, but like I had some sort of an idea, but I obviously butchered it and I didn't articulate it well. But like I used to have debates with the teachers, like where I'd say like whether I have this jacket on me, because it used to be stupid rules, bro. Take your jacket off. I'm freezing cold. Why do I have to take my jacket off? You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Why do I have to ask you for permission to go to the toilet? I'm just gonna go to the toilet, like, you know what I mean? That type of thing. It's just little rules like that, and I'm like, if I keep this jacket on me, you're still gonna get paid, no?
Yeah.
And she'd be like, the teacher
I'm still going to learn the same thing.
Cheeky,
and
yeah.
everybody in the class is going to learn the same way.
Exactly. And that's the way I used to think about it. I used to be like, "Oh, I'm not disrupting anything. It's this. That's what's disrupting the class. What are you talking about?" Like, you know what I mean? That type of thing. But it was just, it's the whole thing with authority, bro. Like what you said, where you hate being told what to do. I'm still sort of the same way as well.
Yeah,
that
I'm a nightmare, I am.
The authority side of things is that unless you're my ma or my dad, don't give me an instruction that my ma and dad would give me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just teach the class, like. But I remember there was one time I wasn't in the humour one day. I went in and I wasn't in the humour messing. All the boys were all messing. This little pushover teacher that we had, can't even remember her name, but all the boys were acting the bollocks, and she's screaming over them, like, and I'm like, and she's screaming over them, and I'm like, "Miss,"
like screaming as in like trying
to teach while all these boys are throwing paper planes at each other and fucking rubbers at each other and all, you know what I mean? And I'm just sitting there, I'm actually not doing that for once, like, you know what I mean? I was sitting there just wanting to learn, like, not wanting to learn, but it's not in the humour for all this bollocks, like. And
you just want to do your day and go
she's
home.
she's trying to teach over them, bro. And I just goes, "Miss, they're not listening to you. Can you just teach me?" That's literally what I said. I was like, "They're not listening to you. Can you just teach me?" She sat back down. She sat down when I said that, bro. Didn't respond to me. Sat down, crossed her arms, and just sat there for the rest of the class. 40 minutes. Just sat there for the rest of the class, just looking at me. And I was like, "Oh, fucking weirdo. What the fuck?" And then the next class, Evan Flynn, can you come to the principal's office immediately? And I was like, "Alright, cool." Went up, and I walked in, bro. This teacher's standing there bawling, crying. And I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And the principal was like, "Have you got something to tell me?" And I'm like, "No, what are you talking about?"
I just wanted to learn.
And she's like, "Well, you hurt Mrs. Blayton, I don't know, say Mrs. McGuire or something, Mrs. McGuire's feelings." And I was like, I looked, and I was like, "Is he?" Like, I was thinking, "Is he actually standing in this room crying, alright?" Like, what? Like, I felt bad, obviously, but I was like, for what? And it was just the whole thing. I actually got suspended for that because I simply wouldn't apologise. Not that I wouldn't apologise because I'm a dickhead. I just wouldn't apologise because I was like,
something you didn't do.
I was trying to make her life easier, and just I was actually like being good by saying, "Teach me, don't teach the rest of them. They're not listening to you. Like,
teach me,
teach me." You know
please.
what I mean? So I got suspended for that, bro. I could go on and on about school. First time I got suspended, the whole lot. It was I got suspended once, bro. This is the last thing I'll say about school because I want to keep this. I suppose we'll talk about this another day, like, but. I got suspended once because the teacher walked into the room. Yeah, she walked into the computer room. And we were doing IT. And when she walked in, it was just on my life, bro. It's true as anything, yeah. She walked in and I goes, "Wagwan blood," right? For fuck's sake. Swear to God. And she looked at me and goes, "Excuse me." And I just said, "Wagwan, miss." And she was like, "What does that mean? What's that? That's a sexual term and all." I was like, "What? Hold on a second." I was like, "Hold on a second." And then she made me stand up, and now I'm the dickhead explaining what Wagwan blood means. They like to the whole class. You know? "No, miss, it's actually like a slang term for like what's going on, friend." You know what I mean? Like, I'm explaining it in the class. Got suspended for that, bro.
That's a sexual term.
That's a sexual. Excuse me. That's what I got. I was like,
delicious.
It's a sexual term. I was like, what? Went up. I was getting suspended that many times, bro, that I went up to the principal, and the principal took one look at me. Didn't even ask me what happened. She was like, "See me at 4 o'clock." And I was like, "Ah, of course I'm getting suspended." Like, you know, the usual, like.
Usual.
But yeah, school was very much like that for me as well, bro. Where I didn't like people telling me what to do either, like. And it's not even because I'm like, "Nah, don't tell me what to do." You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's not this. Again, I didn't have like an ego growing up. You know what I mean? I was very soft and very delicate as a young man.
You were a creative, an artist.
That's what I mean. So I didn't have that. I didn't have that ego with me, like. But it was just I hated that. Obviously, even growing up, like I didn't like my mum and dad telling me what to do, but like I had to abide by it, like you know what I'm saying. But the only people that could tell me what to do was my mum and dad, and it sounds very childish, but at the time maybe there was a percentage of childishness there, like you know what I mean. But I knew it was kind of, I had the idea, like back then everything was an idea, like I had the right idea, but it wasn't like I wasn't being executed well at all. Like, you know,
bit like now.
yeah. Bit like now, yeah. Even everything, even down to music, bro, still the same. I have these. You're the same as well. So many ideas that just never get executed properly. Like you know,
never gets done, never gets finished.
Never gets finished. Like you know what I'm saying. Not that it never gets executed properly. It's never finished. And everything, nothing. Like I said it to you the other day. We know each other. We're in the studio together, not know each other, but we're in the studio together since 2014. What's that? 8 years? 8 years, I think it is.
Yeah, but how long do we know each other? Do we know each other before that?
And we knew each other before that, yeah. So we're in the studio 8 years, bro, and we have not put one single project out.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We got close that one time.
The
three of us.
Yeah.
But that's a story for a different day.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get back to Force, bro, because I'm going to start going on a tangent.
What were we even talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, jobs.
Jobs, yeah. Let's get to the jobs thing.
What was your first job?
Yeah, my first job was I was selling badges for like the Paralympics, right? You know, like one of these on my life, bro. I was about 17, yeah. And my mum was like, I'm going to get you this job in with your cousin's bloke and all. He's in this agency and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, sweet. Went to the interview, smashed it. I was like, oh my God.
Your dodgy email.
My email was something like animalchiefevan.com, you know what I mean? But yeah, I went, and it was like this thing that you only made your money off commission. So there was no salary base. You know, one of them, like
pure
so
scam.
we were going around,
pure
bro.
Scam.
This fella had me, yeah. And I swear if I ever see him again, dog, I'm not messing. This fella had me going into the office in Capel Street, right? So I'd go from Blanche into Capel Street, get to Capel Street, we'd go back out to the industrial estates in Blanche, try sell these Paralympic fucking badges, yeah, to make ends meet by the end of the week, like, and then back out to the office just to sign, back out to Capel Street after doing a full day out with him on my feet, yeah. Back out to Capel Street, selling these fucking yokes that nobody's buying, bro. Like, we're not making sales, like, you know what I mean? But back out to Capel Street then, just to sign out, and then back out to Blanche. I done that for 2 weeks, bro, and I rang him and I said, yeah, this isn't for me. No, sorry, I was going to keep it, because I thought there was a set base. Like, I was going to keep it, because I thought there was a set base, like, money-wise, like. But I was sitting in a meeting with them on a Friday. It's one of these like forward thinking companies where it's like, we're gonna have a pizza night, you know what I mean, on Friday.
Yeah.
Stay after hours.
Your friends.
Stay after hours
a day
with like my manager. You know what I'm saying?
Oh baby.
But we stayed the first Friday I was there. The second Friday I was there. I stayed after hours or whatever, and I was sitting there. I was like, yeah, filled, like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have a little beer or two or whatever. I was only 17, bro. I was like, yeah, I'll have a little scoopy. But sitting there and they're talking.
Blue Wicked.
He's talking and he's like, yeah, and he's blah, blah, he's in conversation with someone. He's sitting here, like, to the left of me, and he's like, yeah. And he's like, and that's why we get paid solely based off commission. And I looked at him and goes, what? And like, he goes, what do you mean? And I was like, what did you just say? And he was like, yeah, no, we solely just get based off of, like, what we sell. Like, so you get €2 for every badge that you sell. And I'm like,
selling badges.
Oh my God. I went back, bro. Didn't even tell me ma, yeah.
I'm a badge seller.
I went back, yeah. Didn't even tell me ma, bro. I went back, and while I was on the way back on the bus, I rang him and says, hey, listen, that's not for me. He's like, I see really good potential in you. I was like, you do in your arse, man. You know what I mean? I was like, no, it's cool. I won't be back, blah, blah, blah. That's a shame. If you ever want to come back in the future, let me know. And all. Yeah, sweet. Because I think you have a real knack for selling. Like, alright. You know what I'm saying? Hung up the phone, went back, told me ma, and my ma lost it. Oh, bro, you're a lazy this, you're a lazy that. But then my dad came home, and I was like, oh shit, because I was still 17, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wasn't even an adult yet. Like, and then as soon as I heard my dad pulling this driveway, I was like, psyching myself up, and I was like, right, just make your point, Seb. It's this, that, and the two, because I thought he was gonna go mad. Like, dad came in and he goes, what happened? He came into because my ma told him or whatever. Came into the room. What happened? And I was like, that going off. Dad, you told me that I'm only getting paid off commission, and there's no set base. He's like, slow down. He was like, what you say? You're only getting paid off commission. Yeah, so there's no salary. No. And he was like, fair play to you. Walked down the room. I was like, what? No way. I couldn't believe I got away with it, bro. I was like, no way.
Couple of badges there
He
if
was
you're
like-
looking.
A few badges, yeah.
A few badges there if you're looking. A few slip knots.
Walking around the industrial estates in Finglas and Blanche, bro, just knocking on doors all day, like, saying, giving them the whole spiel, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, that was my first job, and I got away with it with my outflow. He was delighted.
Fucking hell, that's gas. That is fucking selling badges. Never heard that like it.
Just stop, bro.
Just sell the few badges.
Just sell the few badges. Would you like to buy a badge?
Alligator buds.
I'll give you two. I used to throw them out and all, bro. He used to give me a packet and him a packet. He was like, right,
Yeah.
you take the right side, I take the left. And he used to just fuck them down the shop because we couldn't go back until they were all gone.
For fuck's sake.
Stop. But it was do you know what it was, bro? The travel on top of it. This man had me come out from Blanche, yeah, out to Cable Street, back out to Blanche to sell these yokes, back on the bus to go back out and sign out. I used to say to him every day, can you not just sign me out, like, when you get
Yeah.
back? You know what I mean? He's like, no, you have to come back to the office.
office.
Around the corner from me gaff, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Oh, man, it was tedious stuff, like, and then I went on to work in Duns and all that crack, but that's
I
different
remember
story.
when you walked in Duns. Yeah, I remember
I
that.
used to show up to the studio in my Duns
Yeah, I
uniform.
remember that. Yeah, the black slacks.
Yeah,
and the fucking,
yeah.
The little
The
powwow.
little gold Evan there.
Powwow. The shoes
I
on, the
worked
brogues.
in the dirty departments, eh? Packing milk.
My first job was it was McDonald's. I think that was the first one. Was McDonald's.
Yeah, yeah.
All of us worked there for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
It's a lot of people's first job, isn't it? Like,
Oh, it's good money.
yeah. And actually, I've
It
heard
was.
it
It
is.
was good money. I don't know if it is now,
Yeah,
but back then it was actually like when you could work there when you were 15.
yeah.
Back in my day, you could work there when you're 13 and 14 and just don't say anything to anyone.
Do
Do you know what I mean? You got away with it. Like once you kind of knew somebody in there, like how we got it is fucking hilarious. Like, what were we doing? We were up in the park, Ruben Layswell Park. We used to go to Cardiff, and we'd rob the robbed mopeds from Cardiff. So
The inception.
hear
of
me
it
out,
again.
right? Hear me out. I'll go into a bit of a long story. Hear me out. So we got to Cardiff. We go down the Cardiff Pat. Do you remember the Cardiff Pat there?
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
We go down the Cardiff Pat. It's all houses now, is it? I think. Is
There's
it? Or is
some.
it
It's
still
not
there?
all. Yeah, no, it's still some of it's.
We used to
there,
get down the Cardiff Pat, right? And we'd sniff out the fucking. You'd be smelling for petrol. You'd be, I smell petrol. There's a
the
bike
old
in
dog
here.
coming out.
Yeah, there's some in here. Right? So you go in. Get him, old dog.
Get him out.
Right?
Sniffing
I
that
swear to
petrol.
God, you'd sniff out the petrol, right? You'd smell the petrol. You'd be like, there's something fucking here, right?
Yeah.
So you go into one of the bushes or whatever, a little base or something like that be built, and you'd see it, a fucking, an Aprilia Rally or something, or a Honda 50. You'd go in like a Cub 90 or whatever, and you go in, you fucking taking that. So you take it. Wouldn't have had to hotwire or start or anything like that, because we didn't rob bikes, you know what I mean? We robbed rob jokes.
Yeah.
So we'd need someone else to hotwire it for us so we could use it, right? So we'd get down and we'd rob it, we'd take the casing off. And there'd be 2 flat wheels and all these things. We didn't give a fucking shite. Straight up the field we were on the bikes. And we keep them because the lads from Cardiff wouldn't come into Ladieswell. Do you know what I mean? Because the older lads in Ladieswell would fucking kill them. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'd be baiting around with these little mopeds. The older lads would be like, yeah, fucking fair play, isn't it? We pretend that we robbed it when they know quite well, like, you know what I mean? You didn't. You robbed it from the other lads. We'd be like, yeah, we robbed this, think about great.
The little proud as
Idiots. But what we used to do is, so we get the bikes, right? And they'd be in bits. There'd be 2 flat wheels on, 2 steel wheelers on it. It was grand. You're in the field, like, didn't matter.
Yeah.
We'd rent them bikes out to the lads that were younger than us. So, say lads that were your age, like when we were like 15, we'd rent it out to the 12-year-olds.
Oh my god.
That's what we used to do. So we'd have the bike, right? And we'd I swear
The ladies went excursion, like.
I swear to God, this is more or less our first job. We were entrepreneurs back then. So we'd have the mopeds,
Yeah.
and we'd rent them out to the 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds, right? We'd tell them, go get us 50 pound or euro, whatever it was back then, right? Go get us 50 pound, or actually no, I think it was about 30. Go get us 30 euro, come back, and you can have the bike for an hour, 2 hours, right? So we'd rent it for like 30 euro, whatever, but they'd have to fill up the petrol as well. They'd have to replace the petrol.
Oh,
That's it.
really?
That's how much of a cup we were. We're like, right, there's a full tank in that petrol. So you can go off for an hour and come back.
So
that
you
wouldn't
steal,
be.
yeah?
It'd be about €2 worth of petrol in it.
Some
'cause we were
little
all broke,
12-year-old.
like, yeah,
Some
yeah,
little 12-year-old.
So
Yeah,
we'd
sir,
send
you
him-
steal, yeah, yeah.
So we'd
sir.
send him down to the garage in Mulhudder, like we'd send him down to the garage, go get €20 worth of petrol to fill that back up you as well. So it cost him a fortune for an hour on this fucking moped that you could run faster than. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Little tiny things fucking baiting around the fields, and it was gas it was. We were all up in the park one day. There was about fucking 12 of us. We were all up there, and the Ricky fella comes up, and he goes, "What used to?" Because Rick was a hard worker, you know, all his life. He has been all his life, like since he was young. He was always out walking.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So he wasn't really with us all the time during the summer. He was always walking during the summer. When he wasn't in school, he was walking. So we'd be all fucking robbing bikes and renting them out to kids that were younger than us. Right. So he came up one day because he was walking in McDonald's. He was walking in the drive-through. I think him and Melissa walking in the drive-through. And his sister was walking in one of the shops as well. She was like a manager or something, like, or a fucking supervisor or something.
Right,
at the time.
yeah.
Her and her mate, like, they were a lot older than us. And Rick came up, we was in the park, and we're like, "What are you bleeding doing? Like, would you not go get a job?" And we're like, "No, this is our job. We're entrepreneurs.
I'm employed.
Yeah, it's our own business. Bikes for hire, right?" And he was like, "Look, fucking so and so says go down and you'll get jobs. Like, just go down and get jobs." So about 12 of us, no joke, about 12 of us, right, scruffy dirty from being in the field, Air Max on, Nike tracksuits, hats, hair down to our bleeding ankles. You know what I mean? Scruffy dirty. About 10 of us, 12 of us marched down the centre into McDonald's, the one in the shopping centre now.
Yeah.
We were told we're going to be given jobs. When do we start? And they were like, "Oh yeah, some of you can start tomorrow." Now fill out this application form. Fill out the application form. They didn't have emails then. Fill out the application form. Oh baby, you're welcome. Welcome. You know. And then we all start. We were all given jobs. Every single one of us.
God.
Every single one of us worked at McDonald's, right, at the same time.
Oh my days! Now that
All of us.
Now that is chaotic, bro.
You know some of my mates.
Yeah.
Like, and the ones
The voice,
that were alive back then. All of us worked there at the exact same time. We were cunts. Oh, it was like a zoo.
Only imagine.
It was like being let out of the zoo for the day. Swear to God.
Every
I think-
gap of ladies well walking in my.
We lasted about 2 weeks. We all fizzled out
Yeah.
within the 2 weeks. I think I lasted the 2 weeks. Me and Penny, I think, lasted the full 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was fucking gas. It was. We were messing bastards. Like, we're in our uniforms, thinking we're great.
Yeah.
Down
The
the
hats.
centre, walking, you know,
Walking.
with the good money.
Sorry, babe. Just some walk.
A couple of €100 a week, you know. And you'd be making like the chicken nuggets or whatever, and you'd like pack like 6
Yeah.
and then eat the rest because it was a drawer. You just pulled this drawer out, it was all chicken nuggets. We're like looking around, we're looking at each other, like throwing them at each other and all, and squirting the tomato sauce at each other.
Yeah.
I think Dean squirted tomato sauce in Penny's eye one time or something. The two of them had a big scrap out the back of McDonald's, like trying to serve people, and we're like looking at all
Is
the money
this
in
the
the
one
zoo
in the
going,
centre or the
This one in the
drive-through?
centre.
Oh, the one in the
The one
centre. Yeah.
in the centre. With 12 of us
Because
in
that
there.
seems like the more professional
At
one.
one
like,
time.
you know.
All of our mates at the same time. We were messing cunts with it. Oh, we were ruthless.
Oh,
There in our
stop.
fucking Air Max on our McDonald's fucking uniform. Like,
My
we
God.
were just, the managers were just like, "Get them the fuck
Out
out
of
of here.
here,
Just
yeah.
get them out of here."
Yeah.
Surprised we didn't close the place down.
Wow.
Swear to God, the place was on wheels. Like, oh, we used to take
Every
everything
gap
home.
of
and all.
ladies well flipping
It was
burgers.
fucking hilarious. Then other people, from Ladies would come in. "What are you doing walking here?" Be like, just doing a bit. Just
Flexing,
doing,
bro.
just doing a bit.
Yeah.
I'm an adult now. I'm
Been walking.
only about 15. I'm an adult now, you know.
Yeah.
What you want? Give us a Big Mac, man. Yeah, no, but I'll
John
give you
Fries.
two.
John Fries.
Go on, sure, I'll give you 2.
Oh, were you one of them?
See, give
I
them-
love those McDonald's workers, bro. You know the ones that you know slightly, and they're like, "I'll try some chicken nuggets as well, bro, for free."
yeah.
Were you one of them?
Oh, we used to give everything away
Mad
for free.
dog.
Bro, we used to give everything away for free. We take
love
half of
that.
it home as well.
Yeah. Feed the gap.
We were absolute cunts. We were cunts. We were absolute
Yeah.
cunts. But that was, I think that was the first job. That was the official first job.
Force
I
proper
think.
job, yeah.
I was about 15, I think. I was either 14 or 15.
Yeah,
You say
yeah.
nothing about the age. You lie and say you're fucking 16,
16,
17.
17, yeah. That's
Like,
mad, bro.
I think it's still the same in McDonald's now, is it? You can be Be 16, 17.
You can still be 16, yeah. You can be 16.
Yeah,
A lot of my
it's a good
friends.
job, McDonald's, man. You can climb the ladder like to a supervisor. Manager.
Yeah.
It's a good skill to learn. Like,
Yeah.
'cause
No,
you
I
go
know
off
the
and do
manager.
something else.
I know the manager. I grew up with the manager in the McDonald's on the drive-thru now. Like, so
Yeah.
he started when he was like 16, bro, and now he's in there making serious paper. I'd say, yeah.
Yeah.
Mad.
Good job, fucking gas that was. Had another job as well. There was this family that lived a couple of doors up from us on the shop hill there.
Mm-hmm.
And used to have these old cars at the house, you know. And you know me and the old cars, like, oh yeah. So be straight up. What's that? What's that do? What's that?
What's that?
You know, what's that?
Never seen that before.
What's that?
What's that?
What's that? A wheel? What's that do?
Has that got toasties?
What's that? Has that got lights? What's that do? Drive? What's that? It's a cycling bike, bro.
It's got the dice toasties. Have you got the dice toasties, bro?
Got the dice toasties. I've them on my bike now. Have you ever seen them? Little purple jokes. Little purple jokes. Okay.
I would have fleeced them back in the day.
I'm a 90s kid.
That was a big thing.
We used to have
for
the
us.
Kellogg's fucking little reflectors and all.
It was a big thing
and then
for us.
the crush can on the back wheel.
Yeah, man. We used to fleece dusties off cars and all the time.
Oh, we used to rob the logo, the emblems, the Hondas,
yeah, the
signs
Mercs and that. Yeah.
For what? I don't know.
Just
Hubcaps. We used to take hubcaps off wheels. Don't know what for. But
Yeah, go on, sorry.
this fella, he was like, I used to be up annoying him all the time about the cars and all that, and then he was saying, yeah, we spray like fucking bits and pieces for cars or whatever like that. Hey, come down, give you a job, like, you know. What was I think I was 17 or something.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, really? And he's like, yeah, come down, yeah. This fella was an absolute charlatan. He was a hustler. He was a pure
Wheeler and
bullshit.
dealer,
This fella was fucking the trotters.
Yeah,
the trotters on steroids, this fella, right? I knew nothing about this now.
Right.
I was oblivious to it all.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'll come to work with you. I had to get 2 buses out. I can't even remember where it was. It was on the other side of the fucking city. In this little shed, like this little fucking rundown shed in the middle of an industrial estate, right? This fella was telling me, yeah, we work with BMW and all, we spray parts with BMW and all this. I'm like, oh yeah, it's fucking whopper job, right? So I turn up one day. I turned up for my first day. I had to get 2 buses out, even though he lives a couple of doors up from me. He just gave me a lift. No, I had to get 2 buses. So I get me 2 buses out. I arrive at this bleeding Kip, absolute Kip, rundown elk. He has these like fucking, these BMW parts, like fucking, like, you know, like a fucking, like a gear knob on a car, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't the gear knob that he was painting. It was like this little bit underneath. You're like, what the fuck is that? You know, this little twisty bit that you, like almost like a bolt or something.
Yeah.
So he had like hangers, like clothes hangers, right? Cut up, hanging off like a piece of wood on the side of a fucking brick wall with these little bits on it. And they'd be spraying them, you know, with like a little air gun or whatever. I swear to God, it was mental. It was. I don't even know what it was. Loads of them, hundreds of them. And my job is to hang them all up, clean them, and get them ready for paint, right? And some old boy would come along and like just spritz them all. More or less with an aerosol can, just spritz them all, right? And this for like BMW high-end work, you know, all this. Get the fuck out of here. I used to be there for about 20 hours a day. I was
just
there
hanging
from
stuff.
the crack of dawn. Right? Crack of dawn. Rubbing these things down with a bit of like fucking scotch, like, or light fucking sandpaper, getting them prepped, like, and hanging them up on these little things. And then you'd have to take them out of the heat and you'd burn your fingers and all this. I lasted about 4 days. About 4 days. It was fucking horrible. It was tedious work.
Did you get paid?
No, I didn't. I didn't even tell him I was leaving. I just walked out. I just walked out, got the bus home. Got a can of Club Orange on the way, just left. I was like, I'm out, bro. I'm gone. Right?
Back to ladies who have to rent bikes.
I'm gone. So I left. I just walked out. Just disappeared. And then I was in my gaff, and your man comes knocking down. What's the story? What happened? I said, I'm not fucking doing that, you mad bastard. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Man.
Didn't pay me. No, it didn't pay me.
Man.
About 20 hours a day. I was there for fucking nearly all, like, crack of dawn till the fucking, like, 9 in the morning till 9 at night. It was madness. It was. It was fucking madness.
Back to ladies who have to rent bikes then, bro.
Gas. I remember though, I just left. I didn't even know where I was. I was like, do you know what?
Can you remember where it was, no?
I can't remember. It was in an industrial estate somewhere. But I had to get 2 buses to it.
Jeez.
And I had to walk down to Hunstown to get a bus.
To get the bus, obviously, yeah.
It was like a 39 or something like that.
39, yeah.
Hunstown, 39A or something.
Yeah.
Get that into town, then I had to get another bus out. I was like, fuck this.
Wouldn't even give you a
I was
lift?
halfway through the job and all your man's spraying. This old boy is behind me spraying, you know, getting ready for his day's work. And I'm just like,
I'm going.
I'm out.
See you later.
See you later. I'm flown. Good luck. Do it yourself, bro. Good luck.
Fuck
You're
you
about
and your
90
dice
and you're
dusty.
still working here. You man good.
Fuck you and your
Spraying
dice
bolts.
dusties.
Good luck. This fella telling me he works in this fucking high-end garage and sprays parts of BMW. I'm like, you doing your whole... You drive a Volvo. It's about 20 years old, that Volvo, you imagine. Oh, it was gas it was. I just walked off. I was like, right, good luck.
Well, that's crazy.
I walked in fucking the nightclub, you know, Heaven.
Yeah. You worked there, yeah?
I worked there, yeah. I was underage as well. A friend of my sister's, I think it was, she got me a job in there.
For anyone that doesn't know, that's where Wetherspoons and Blanche is now.
Yeah.
Heaven used to be there.
Heaven, yeah. Heaven, yeah. I think it was called... was it Angels or something at the time when I worked there? It wasn't Heaven when I worked there. It was a different name.
It went through so many names. It was Heaven Light. Light was the name.
That was the recent name, wasn't it? Light.
That was the last name
before it got shut down.
Yeah.
There was too much crime. People were getting stabbed and shot. And
it was mental crime.
But when I worked there, I worked there for about 2 months on the night shift, and like I was 17. Like, do you know what I mean?
What were you doing? Behind the bar, like, or what?
I was just going around the floor,
just cleaning up,
like to be fucking grown adults there, rocking away, snorting coke off the fucking side of the bar and all. I was just walking around. Can I get your glass? You know?
Yeah, one of them.
Well, I used to. It's a lazy cunt. I used to hate it though because I'm not a night owl. I'm a fucking early bird. Like, I used to have to stay there till crack of dawn. Yeah. And then when they finished up the shifts and all that stuff, they'd be cleaning up or whatever. Then they'd be like, "Yeah, do you want a drink?" And I'm like, "No, I'm 17." You might go, "No." Do you want a bit of this?
I'll die.
I'd be like, "No, I'm not having that. You're mad.
You're mad.
I'm not sending it tonight. Absolutely not." But
having a couple of high notes. Dynamite.
Couple of wisers. What I used to do was, right, I fucking hated it. Like, there was just drunk people falling all over you and all, you know, spilling drinks on you and all that, like pulling out you. So I'd be fucking, what I'd do was halfway through the shit, be like, just go on toilet, go up and sit in the toilet for an hour.
Where's he?
Go up to the staff toilet and just sit there for an hour and then come back down.
Where's he? I don't know. I offered him a drink and he legged it.
I lasted about 2 months and then I ended up getting a job then in the cinema. That was the best job I ever had.
Yeah, you said that actually. Remember we talked about that before, yeah.
I was underage. I was 17. You're supposed to be 18 when you walked it. But I decided.
Yeah, just
I was there for a few years then. I loved that job I did. Yeah. A lot of people, I know a fella that when we left school, he started working in the cinema and he's still working there today, so it must be a good job. It was, man. You were treated well, as well as you could be at that age, you know what I mean? But I was a massive film buff. And I got to see all the films before they came out. Yeah. And I wanted to be a projectionist. I wanted to walk up in the projection room.
Did you ever get a chance?
No. It was very...
That's the special job.
You wouldn't even see a projectionist.
Oh.
They'd just float in and they'd disappear upstairs. Yeah. You'd never see them.
Yeah.
Oh, they're mysterious.
Yeah.
You know, who is that guy? Oh my God.
Who is that? Maybe I could
Is there even a person up there? You know, it's like the Wizard of Oz.
It's just an energy.
Yeah. You just see this like ball of light come in. Oh my God, what's that? You just hear some saying, it's a projectionist.
And all you hear is
the room will go quiet and all the projectionists walk in, you know?
All you hear is you just see the light and it's just...
You're like rock stars do it in the cinema.
It's like, oh my God, it's him.
Yeah, you just hear the code being tapped into the door to let him step in.
Oh my God, it's projectionist.
Stand aside, projectionist coming in.
Well, that's security with that.
Two security with him, you know? Yeah, it was mad, it was, but it was a good job. I met some good people in there, you know. They were all college students, a lot older than me. So I kind of learned a lot from a lot of them, like, as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing about what I was saying earlier about ladies.
I loved it.
Yeah,
loved it.
No, it's like I know people that work there, bro, and they say the same thing. My nanny and granddad, believe it or not, for since the cinema's there, bro, they're cleaners in that cinema. Yeah. Years now, like years. And my granddad used to always, he still does as well for the kids, like for me auntie's kids and that. Yeah, he used to come home, you know, the stuff that you'd find, like, pocket it up, bring it home for us.
Absolutely.
He'd come out and be like, there's a pair of earphones for your son. Oh my God.
There's a pair of Air Max. Size 12. What?
Where'd you get them? You know,
size 7.
He used to always saw us. He still does. He had a pair of AirPods in the gaff only 2-3 weeks ago or something. He found in the cinema. And he was like, trying to sell them to me, bro. I was like, are you mad? Give me them things, you know what I mean? He was like, yeah, I'll give them to you for 25. I was like, 25 quid? I was like, I'll take them off you for 25 quid. No, but now you have me thinking that they're worth more. Like,
give me 200.
100. That's what he says to me. Keep them. That's what he says to me. Go on, good luck.
Mad thing.
But yeah, the cinema and
that. Everybody has a hustle.
Yeah. My granddad's like that, bro. It's like that. He's
townies all have the hustle.
It's
just bred into them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Workhorses, yeah.
But the thing what you were saying about
He's a
nightclubs.
townie, isn't he? Sorry, did I
My
just
granddad,
make an
no,
assumption
no,
there?
no. My granddad, you're thinking about my ma's side of the family.
Sorry.
Yeah, my ma's side of the family, the townies. I didn't even correct you, bro. That's how much I love you.
You should have. I'm an asshole.
I'm an asshole.
I'm a fucking asshole,
No,
bro.
this is my granddad grew up in Cabra.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby. Welcome to Cabra, baby.
Welcome to Cabra.
Yeah. He grew up in Cabra, then they moved to Ballymore and then to Blanche. But yeah, he's a pure fleece artist, bro. You wouldn't even see. He'd walk into this room, you wouldn't even see him taking the microphone. It'd be in front of my face, you wouldn't even see it.
People like that, pure stroke.
Yeah, he's that way he is, like, you know what I mean?
A mate of mine would walk into like a golf shop, right? You walk into a golf shop, like he'd be away in America.
Yeah.
Like he'd be in America, like say like in Florida or something like that.
Yeah.
And he'd go into like a golf shop and stick like a fucking driver down his leg and then limp out of the shop with the driver down his leg. And about 50 jumpers up his top and just walk out.
Yeah.
And like this fella's loaded, like he doesn't even need to fucking do any of that. He just does it. It's fucking hilarious it is. You can't go to cinema around with him. You go to cinema with him. And he'll be like, what you want? And I'm like, no, I'll get mine, it's grand, don't worry about it. I'm like, what you want? And I'm like, nah man, it's grand, it's cool. Because I know what he's going to do. I'm like, nah bro, it's cool, I'll get it.
Yeah,
I'll get this one, you just tell me what you want. He'd be like, no, it's grand, yeah, you go on up there.
I'll hang back.
Because he's a lot smaller than me, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd be a big lanky stream of piss up there, fucking be looking bogey in a black tracksuit or whatever. So everybody be, you know, the security guard be looking at me or whatever.
Yeah.
And he'd be behind me.
Please.
Fucking wine gums down his bleeding, his bags, fucking Maltesers. The Maltesers would be melted when he hands them to you in the cinema, you know. He'd sit down and he'd be like, what do you want, just a drink? Like, and he'd be like, no, I'm grand. You start taking all the stuff out of everywhere, do you know what I mean? Like, what the there'd be hot dogs and all coming out with red sauce and where'd you get that?
How does it even matter?
You know yourself.
That's my granddad, bro.
He's mad.
My granddad
he's not
comes
short
home.
of money, like it's just in him. He's like, why would I pay €5 for a bag of wine gums
when I can just take it?
I can just fucking take it. Nobody's missing it. I says, what are you talking about?
I walk here, bro.
I can't go anywhere with him. Can't go anywhere. I went to fucking to Halfords with him once.
Yeah.
Walked into Halfords and he goes, I just have to go in here for bulbs for the car. Oh no, sorry, for wiper blades. He goes, I'm just going in for wiper blades, right? So I says, yeah, cool, yeah. So we're walking around and he goes to me, he kept trying to get rid of me.
Yeah,
right?
get away from me, look.
I didn't realise what kind of hustle he had going on. I didn't know what he had going on, right? Because he didn't tell me. So I'm like, he goes, you wouldn't see if they have, I don't know, like car mats or something. You wouldn't see if they have like car mat over there or something. You going over there for a sec, just see if they have car mats. I'm just going to go look over here. I'd be like, yeah, all right. So I'd walk over, because I'd look more bogey than him. Do you know what I mean?
Rocky is determined to find a car man for him.
Yeah, so I'd be over, I'd be looking for car mats for him. I'd be looking around going, no, I can't see them. And I'd go back over, yeah, man, I can't see them. I don't know what you're talking. Try over there. So I'd go over there again, come back. And I come back and he'd be like, right, come on, we go. And I'd be like, did you find the wipers? He goes, no, it's grand, I'll get them a different day. And I goes, are you sure? Do you want me to ask someone? Right, so I'd be asking someone. I'd be like, yeah, you don't have to. And he'd be like, no, it's cool.
Oblivious.
So I'd walk out. So we'd walk out and we'd walk him back to his car or whatever. And then he'd start, 1 second, I just put these on. And he'd whip the fucking
in the car.
The wiper blades out of his sleeve or something, or out of his fucking. I mean, what the fuck? He goes, yeah, did you not realise we're trying to get rid of you? I fucking need you. He kept talking to me.
Get away from me, like.
Swear to God, the fella is rude.
That's my granddad.
He's been doing it years, but you wouldn't think it if you knew him.
Yeah.
My granddad comes finished here who it is, but I'm sure you know who it is anyway.
I have a feeling.
It's fucking hilarious.
My granddad comes home
anywhere
with the strangest objects, bro. Like the strangest shit. Like, how did you even get that? Like, you know, that type of thing. Just like prescribed glasses that just so happen to fit his eyes perfectly. Like, how did you even come home with that?
How did you even get that? Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I was in the optician's, like.
We have the rocking horse. I'll get that for you now. 2 seconds. I might have one in the back of the car. What? Well, yeah, size 10. Yeah, I'll get that for you. I think I have a pair of them in the back of the car.
Yeah. Just has all that shit hooked up.
He's ruthless. He is. He's ruthless. But I love him. You know what I mean? He's one of my closest mates. So
yeah. It's the same with granddad. I love him. He's a soft soul. I think I'll get it from him. He's a soft soul, he is. But he's just a pure fleecer. Proper fleecer.
I love it.
Because you look at him and you're like,
oh,
who's this little sweet old man? You know what I mean? Little do you know, he's fleecing you. Like,
first time we were ever pulled into a shop with the guards. Like we were down to Santa. Santa wasn't open that long. I won't name him again, but we used to have a different friend, one of our other friends. He's a bit younger than us. Yeah. He was always small when he was younger. He was always
I know you're talking about.
You know what I'm on about, right? So we got down to Santa. So be me and Pud, like, go down centre, and your man would be with us. He's real small, you know, compared to us two. And we'd be two bogey looking things, right? So we go into HMV and we tell him, right, we need this game, and that CD. You grab that, we'll walk around, distract the security guards. We'd be like, yeah, cool, yeah. We used to do it for everybody in the estate, you know what I mean? We'd give him a list, like, you go down and stroke it, like, he was a top stroker this fella. So we'd be getting Game Boy games and all that stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like Pokemon Blue or whatever the hell it was, Pokemon Red. And me and HMV would be strolling around. This went on for fucking months and months and months. In all types of shops. Like, you go into Dunn's and you get the chicken rolls and walk out with them. You go into fucking clothes shops and take runners and all that stuff, right? He was a fucker for it, man. He was a top fleecer, like top robber. In HMV one day, it was just me and him this time. So I'm in there, I'm walking around distracting security guy because he'd be following me around. I'd be like looking bogey or whatever. And he'd be stroking. He had a list of stuff he had to get, because like fucking he wasn't even getting out for me. He had to get a list of stuff for people, ladies, right? So he'd stroke and then rob it back to them. Oh, sell it back to them for the fucking same price that you could go down and buy it in the shop. But it was robbed. So it's cheap, you know. It wasn't. He sent it to you for more, you think. We're in there anyway.
That's the hustle.
And I went outside. I was like, where's he gone? Where the fuck's this bleeding nature gone? So I walk outside. I'm standing outside. I'm standing out there for ages. I'm like, jeez, where the fuck is he gone? Do you reckon he's gone home? Next of all, I see his sister. His sister comes up, comes in, like walks in. And she's like, where the fuck is whatever, you know? I'm after getting a bleeding phone. My man's after getting a phone call saying that he was caught robbing. He goes, I was trying to play out. Don't know what you're talking about. He was like, yeah, I'm not being in work. They're ringing me. I have to come in now and get him and all this stuff. And he got fucking caught stroking, didn't he? Got caught stroking, dragged in the back. And then they come out and get me, the sister rats, and says I'm fucking in on it.
He's a
I'm
bad
in on the scam, yeah, which I was. But, you know, so I get dragged in the back. We're all in the back. And the guards come in and all this, and they're giving us the spiel, you know. We knew, we were well used to the guards.
From being
up in the estate, you know what I mean? They'd be telling you, we're going to lock you up for life. You're never going to see your man die again. And all this, be like, all right, killed.
Soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See you later. I can have up to about 400 convictions and still not go to prison. Like, relax. It's Ireland. Right, but we're in the back and he's roared and crying because he was only small.
He's younger.
He thinks this is real. Like, he thinks, oh my God, I'm going
to end of days.
Oh my God, I'm going to be locked up till I'm an old man, you know. So they scared the bollocks out of him. I'm just sat there like, okay, cool. I don't know what to do with this. I was just walking past the shop and I seen his sister. She told me what was going on. I was oblivious to this.
I just know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm just here. You know. And they were like, go on, warning or whatever. He walked us out. The car was bad as I whatever. He walks out to the car. They're like, go on, fuck off now. This fella roaring, I'm never robbing again. I don't think he has. I'm never robbing again.
That was a close one.
I was just like, idiots. He'll be back there tomorrow. We were barred down the shopping centre.
One of them snotty cries.
Yeah. It's fucking gas.
I'm
never gonna rob again. And I'm behind him going,
I want to go back in there. I want to go back in there.
I still have that game. I still have games down these socks and everything. Like, it's hilarious. From that day, they stopped putting the games in the little cardboard. It used to be like cardboard box and there'd be a little game in it. Pull it out. Stick it in your pocket. Yeah. They stopped putting the CDs in the cases now.
Yeah, because they're not in them anymore. Yeah.
From that day in HMV in the shopping centre, fucking gas it was.
That's
so
crazy.
Funny.
The first time,
he was a little fucker. He was though.
Yeah.
Little fucker.
The first time I ever got drunk was when it was a big thing where I thought I was going to be arrested, like, for the first time, and I was
really?
shitting myself, like, because the two things my dad always said to me was, growing up, he was like, promise me you'll never get involved in drugs, number one, and number two, promise me that if you ever come back to this gaff in a police car, I'm gonna bat you, like. And I was like, right, cool, whatever. So it was the first time I got drunk as well, bro. First time I got drunk was the first time I kind of had like this close call, like.
Yeah.
One of the first times, anyway. The first time I got caught, like, drinking. You know what I mean? I think it was about 16 or 17, and me and my ex-board at the time, we were fighting or whatever, and I'm chasing her down the road, and she's screaming at me, and I'm screaming at her, just love me, you know what I mean? That's shite. Like,
I'm a bullshit, though.
But I'm walking over the hill, and I see something happening over here, right? Seeing some bloke hitting some board or something, and me, with that Dutch courage in me, you know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You know? What are you... Bro, took me top off, yeah? No joke. Took me top off.
Chicken chest.
Took me top off. This is like, you know the hill
Your
at
man must have been
Whitestone.
going, is that Casper the Ghost? Is that Ghost?
But,
Fucking Ghost.
you know the hill at Whitestone, the little hill across from Little at Whitestone where the green box is?
Yeah.
Dude, that's where it was. I was walking over that hill and I seen this fella.
Look at his fucking thing.
Just flown over the hill. Who's that coming over
the
the hill?
episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Bournes is like,
That's what I mean, yeah. But we walked over and I seen some fella and his missus fighting, bro.
chicken chest. Big gorilla coming over there. I'm gonna stamp this thing out.
Somebody after washing hanging up on that field. Is that someone's bed sheet hanging up?
There's a bed sheet fucking loose. Oh my god.
Why is somebody hanging that washing up on the field?
Oh my god.
Will you stop?
Just fucking flapping. Here he is. Here he is, out gone.
Why is that corner flag walking towards me?
Here's Cotton Johnson back again. It looks.
Yeah, I thought I had that Dutch courage in me anyway, yeah. And I was rocking over the hill and I seen your man hitting his missus. And I was like, yo! Back then I used to wear like the triple XL cacks, like, you know what I mean, the baggy chats, like.
Yeah.
I used to wear them heavy and me t-shirts would be triple X swinging at me, like, I struggled to get the t-shirt off, took the t-shirt off me and I was like, you don't hit females, bro, you know, one of them, like, one of them was, obviously I did the right thing, but you know what I mean. I was like, you don't hit females, bro, what you doing, blah blah. I had the Dutch courage in me. This fella's he's from Fortlawn as well, still not, I know who he is, like. This fella is about your height. He's about your height.
I was about to say wasn't me, but
he's about your height and he was about 3 years older than me. And when I tell you, bro, I was like, right, I'm gonna, because he started walking towards me then, because he hit his board and he walked away and I was like, yo, what the fuck? And the girl was like, oh, stop Evan, stop, because I knew who she was as well. I'm not gonna name any names, like, but she's like, stop Evan, stop, and trying to get me back and all. And I was like, I hope to God she keeps holding me back, because if this fella comes towards me, I'm gonna get a slap I'm never gonna forget, like. But he was a skinny bloke, like, you know what I mean. So I thought maybe if I hit him a little crack, like, I'm not a fighter at all.
Oh, no,
you know what I mean. But
you know your stuff though, because your dad's a fucking.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not a fighter
and
at
your
all,
sister's a fucking world champion.
Yeah. But I was walking towards this bloke. He started walking towards me. He was like, go, mate. And he's walking towards me. He was like, oh shit, this is real, yeah. I had me top off, man. Bro, I had me top off, chicken chest out. Somebody get that sheet away from me, right? Walked up, two of us get to it, and I was actually putting up a good scrap. Like, I thought he would have been a better fighter than what he was, like, because I've heard stories about him fighting. Do you know what I mean? Thought he would have been a better fighter than what he was, and I was putting up a good scrap. It was just a drink in me, bro. I wasn't feeling that, no. Like, you know what I mean? But then there was a stage where we were exchanging digs or whatever. And then he had me like in a headlock, and he was like thumping me or whatever. And I broke away and I pushed him on the ground. And when I pushed him on the ground, I hit him a thump. But when he stood up, he had a brick in his hands, yeah. But when he had the brick, and this sounds like something out of a film, but it's on your kids, bro. This is as true as anything, yeah. That when he picked up that brick, he fucked it at me. I dodged it, and it bounced off a copper car. Bounced off a guard car. When I dodged it, boom! All I heard was boom! And I turned around. Two coppers in the car. Like,
what are you throwing bricks at that t-shirt for?
Leave Casper alone. Leave him alone.
He's so friendly, that fella.
But yeah, bounced off the guard car. Two coppers jump out, run towards me and him. I got toe isn't the word. There's still no top on me, bro. Cack's falling down, right? Because they're doing 3XL jokes. Like, Cack's falling down and I'm like this, holding up to my chest. Running. Caught me. And they put me in the handcuffs. Like, they threw the handcuffs on the back of me or whatever. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get arrested. My dad's gonna collect me from the cop shop. I'm gonna be drunk and I'm arrested, you know what I mean? One of them. And that's all that was going through my head. But then they talked to me, they're like, what the fuck happened and all, before they put me in the car, like. And I was like, I'd seen him hitting his missus, like. And then the missus was like, yeah, he was only protecting me and blah blah blah. And then they let me go. And I was like, oh, thank fuck. It was the first time I ever got caught drunk, because I went home, right? Yeah. Went home then, yeah, trotted back to ladies well from Whitestone, like that, twisted, like, yeah, I'm the shit, you know what I mean? Like that, swinging shadow boxing and not walking around. got my t-shirt back, walking up, and I knock on the window, and there was like the blind was down in my gaff, right, and you know the way my sitting room is. My sitting room's at like the front of the gaff,
the front.
and there was like that much. It's like for people that are listening, there's like a 2 or 3 inch out come out. Yeah, there's like tiny much of a gap, right, that I could see into under the blinds. I knock on the door, I knock on the window, boom, 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 bang the window down. 11 o'clock at night, bro. Bend down, and I'm in this tiny little crack, and I'm like that. Have a story to tell you.
I'm gonna be so proud of me.
Still locked, like, get into the gaff. And I went in and I was like, you want to see? So I'm talking like this. I was like, and he said to me, and I was like, then he bounced off, and then the cop said to me, and this is the way I'm talking, right? And then my dad turns around and he was like, yeah, were you drinking? And I started like slowly backing away. No, what are you talking about? Right? And he was like, you're slowing your words a little bit, were you drinking? And I was like, no. I started just moving backwards, walking up the stairs and all. He goes, go back down these stairs now, let me smell your breath. I was like, fuck, right? Smelled me breath, bro. Right? And I'm not even messing. This fella lightly tapped me, like, he was like, let me smell your breath. He smelled my breath, obviously knew I was drinking, and he just like kind of like gave me a little shove, right? And I landed on my back like a tour, bro.
A little toothpick.
He breathed like this all he done, just pushed me slightly, and I was like, me dad's after hitting me, you know, all the change out of my pocket came out all over the floor. It was just the dramatics. I was like,
break sounds, little tear, this is bad to me.
I'm at the top of the stairs going, he hit me. And then
trying to
about half an hour later, they're downstairs, right? I'm up in the room. About half an hour later, I popped my head down and I goes, because I didn't pick the change up that was on the ground that fell out of my pocket, and I goes, I was at the top of the stairs and I goes, Ma, and she goes, get into bed, Evan. And I goes, Ma, and she goes, what? And I goes, can I have me change back to get a chipper? I'm starving.
To get smokes out of that.
That's not my money. Oh, that was the first time I got caught drinking, yeah. Oh, stop,
I
bro.
couldn't even tell you mine. Can't remember. There's been so many fucking funny ones.
I love that story. I love that story so much. Because maybe that laugh about it now, like, you know, it's gas.
Oh, fucking hell. Just a little tiny little shove.
Just slightly pushed me, I landed on my back, and I was like, he's after battering me.
Me neck, me back.
Talking to me, how could you stay with him after that? Talking to me, man. You should love me more than you love him.
Oh, happy hours are.
You're enabling him.
On the phone, the fucking child line and all.
Stop.
No, fucking hell.
It was fucking hilarious. Looking back on it, bro, it was such a great story. Like, it's hilarious. So funny. My dad just pushed me as if to say, like, get away from me type of thing. He landed on my back like a tour.
You don't love me.
Who hits the children? Oh, stop. Yeah, on my arse, bro, yeah. Gas. Oh, then I was looking for that change later on that week.
Trying to get this fucking garlic chips.
Do you want me to sober up or not, man? Oh, anyway, yeah, that was my first time.
Jeez, what are we on?
How long are we going?
Jeez, we're on an hour and 40.
An hour and 40 minutes? Jesus Christ.
I got shit to do today.
Yeah, don't worry, bro. I'm sweating, I can't wait to get away.
I'm fucking sweating it up. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, an hour and 40.
Let's wrap it up.
Heavy tack.
Don't forget to... Oh, baby. Welcome.
I'll do it. I'll see if I can take us out. Hold on, let me see.
Go on, try to take us out.
Don't forget to subscribe, follow the podcast page for all the updates and all that crack.
At Gobsmack Pod on IG. That's the only place we are, because Facebook is for conspiracy theorists, uncles and grannies.
Can't tell me. I'm only codding.
I gotta go walk the dog. Anyway, that's us. I'm ROC.
Flynn Johnson.
This is Gobsmacked. See you next week.
Peace. Bye.